This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. Yes, it is. Yes, this is my season for grace and favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. Yeah. Listen, I haven't been perfect, no, but I sure have been faithful. Yes, I've been faithful. You see, God's got a purpose, no, and yes, I know He's able. I've got a seed in the ground that is blessing. No more stressing. I've got a seed in the ground. Now I know Him, and now I can show Him. This is my season for grace and favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown. Everything is working.
This is my part right here, y'all.
Together for my good.
The environment, the people, the world. For those who believe. Horrible shit.
No matter what you're dealing with right now, everything is working on a workout for your good, for my good. Let's go to the next part. Say it's good.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's working for my good.
It's good.
Don't give up. Don't give in. Hang on in there.
It's working for my good, my good, my good. It's working for my good.
OMG.
You're funny.
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of the Ag Up World podcast, featuring myself, Terry and Parker, and the lovely Coach K herself, Miss Kieran Simmons.
In the house. Yes. We made it, y'all. It's another Sunday. And yes, we're doing it again, doing it a big Ag Up World. Okay. And what are we doing here? We are planting, growing, and harvesting together. Okay. 3:30. Did you know it was like 5 Sundays in this month? 5th Sunday, okay.
Why are we still here in Hemp Month?
We are still in Hemp Month. Lucky for you, because I know there is so much information out there, and you want the right information, and you came to us, and it's still hemp season. So yes, lucky for you, we're doing it again.
You want to know something? I met somebody today, and they said, I got some land. I was telling them, I'm like, I could go do my podcast. But they were just like, I got some land, and I was like, yeah, no, we this Hemp Month, we talk about agriculture and unity in this space, and they were just like, oh, you know, you can do so much things with hemp. Like you can build shirts, and you can build houses, construction, I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad you know, because the more you know, the more you grow. Okay, we need to grow it, because we can't keep living off of plastics, this microplastics. Everybody got
killing us, can't breathe it.
A spoonful of microplastics in your brain.
That's just nasty. Okay,
a whole spoonful.
Yeah, and then like here, did you know that there are cannabinoids already in our bodies? Like they are already present. Cannabinoids connected to the cannabis plants with the cannabinoids that's in the cannabis plant. So, I mean, it's just amazing about that plant in healing and the different properties that it has, even internally. Like we were just talking about, she just said something about building and clothing. But guess what? That plant also has healing properties in it for the human being. Like God constructed this plant. And I just got a quick story to tell, and it may or may not be true.
What you mean?
You know, sometimes I just hear things, right? So I'm watching the Ten Commandments, and I think I've told this before.
Oh, the movie?
Yes.
Oh, with the
slaves and the pyramids. Okay.
Yes.
We talked about this like a couple of weeks ago. So I just got to bring it up again, just how serious this plant is and how far it goes back. So in Egypt, they were like, let my people go. Pharaoh, please let my people go. And he was like, no, I'm finna get mad. And you know what? I'm going to take the straw out of the mud. And so the people was like, take the straw out. What we going to do? How are we going to make bricks without straw? Right? So it was a dude on the side, no lie, in the movie, ripping off bark and throwing it into, that was the straw. I was thinking like hay or something. I think I might have seen that in a movie somewhere. He was throwing hay into the mud because, you know, this story's been told 1,000 times. Come to find out, though, in this movie, they was peeling the bark off and throwing it in, which is how they make hempcrete, you know, or... No, hempcrete is made with the herd on the inside, but still, some kind of way I'm thinking it's connected. That's why I say it may or may not be true, because I know herd is what makes hempcrete. But the whole idea that pyramids are still there. Okay, they are still there. Okay, and it's probably because they was made with hemp. So we just got to get on board with what they're doing in Africa as usual. You know, we don't have to reinvent the wheel because all the wheels were made in Africa. Okay. Yes. So yeah.
Wild. So I was talking about there was somebody just about the capacity of what we have as a people. Literally, because as a teacher, hey y'all, I'm a teacher, but I teach 8th grade science. Those are my babies. But they were telling me about like how, oh yeah, no, they're from the Council of the Department of Education. How do you feel about that? I'm like, in all honesty, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because we said this is appropriate for children, so I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. But the education system was never meant for us. At the end of the day, we have to teach our children what they need to know. And they don't know about their history. They don't know about the roots of our people and how everything started in Africa. The human race started in Africa.
Everything started in Africa.
They didn't know. They don't know, and that's not being taught to them. So I teach science because that's something that they can relate to on a day-to-day basis. Like, you know, you got the frequencies coming to your AirPods. That's something that I can relate back to you. But the rest of that stuff, math, yes, 1 + 1 = 2, cool. But the rest of I can't do it. I really can't. I can't support that type of energy. But I just want them to understand who they are. Like I was explaining to one of my students, she doesn't go to my school anymore, but she had called me, and I was talking to her about like how life started in Africa and how we really built everything that you see. Everything that you see started from our culture. And for people to make you think otherwise, like, no, you're a queen, you're a king because of the fact that that's what God made you to be. That's who you were made to be. That's what you learned. Like sometimes you feel a certain energy in your body. You're just like, oh, you know, I know this isn't right. I know this is not right. And that's because you're connected to the Most High. You're connected to that power. You know what's going on. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know that you have a purpose.
It's a powerful fist right there.
You have a purpose. You know you're supposed to be doing something.
Your fist
You
matters.
might not know what it is, but you have the capacity to do it. And so it's just like really understanding that you are connected to the essence of power and prosperity is how you're going to continue on and be the person that you're meant to be. As queens.
Right. So we're going to switch over and talk more about queens because we got a queen coming up for you today.
Yes. Woo-hoo. Big queen energy.
Big queen energy.
She
okay.
is live.
Yes. We are
doctor.
so fortunate.
Hey,
Yes.
The Dr. Yolanda Henderson.
Yes. And let me just do a quick
I
lead
learned
up
it
to
from
her. We
you.
definitely
That is
say that
awesome.
again.
I said, that's awesome. Thank you for the invitation. I'm just too thrilled to be on your show. I'm just like, they're really doing some big things in the agricultural world, and it's educating. We all need this. So, congratulations to your new podcast. We just hope that it prospers. And I know it will, because you're educating people about the health benefits and the whole usage, the industrial use of cannabis. So, I'm just super proud of you too.
Thank you so much. We are so happy to have you. Like, she is the Dr. Yolanda Henderson, a cannabis educator, a holistic health practitioner, and the founder of the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science. So don't play with her, okay?
Yes, please. You know, one
She
thing I
does
can
the
say
things.
about Dr. Henderson is she was in this game before it was a game in Georgia. And so that is really big to note, being a female in this industry, because it is still Women's History Month. This is not just the fifth Sunday in for hemp, but it's the fifth Sunday we have to talk about women in Black history and how important that is. And we're talking about, right now, like, history was yesterday, 2 days ago, and Yolanda was there. And a couple years ago, Yolanda was there. She is still continuing her life of legacy in cannabis, in the healthcare field. So, Yolanda, just tell us, even right now, like, where are you and what are you doing currently? And then we can kind of go backwards from there.
All right. So definitely I am doing so much. I mean, you all would not even believe the amount of things. If it took all night, I probably wouldn't still be finished telling you all about all of the projects that I got going on. So definitely I am helping out and trying to help out with the hemp and the committee down at the Capitol. I am trying to get the cannabis drinks and help businesses with hemp products to be able to thrive and to be able to educate our senators, our legislature about the bans and how all of the things that are hurting the industry here in Georgia for as far as agriculture and hemp is concerned. But I know that it's going to work itself out. We're praying and we're staying steadfast. And again, yes, the pyramids, all of the agriculture and things that were used to make the pyramids is actually some hemp base. And so we want to just keep that legacy, because after years and years, hemp has stood those pyramids in Africa, have overstood the heat, the test of time, and that's what we talk about in our school. So I do have the first state approved medical cannabis classes in school. So it's a trade school where it teaches everything from seed to sale. And we know that there's other colleges, but there's none like ours. So we have a big textbook that talks about everything from seed to sale. And so we are educating, we're certifying. And then once they finish that course, if they want to continue on, we'll send them over to the farms for some extra hands-on internships and things like that. So we're trying to get a partner with all of our farmers who don't mind the extra labor for our students and the actual hands-on experience in the hemp industry. So we're just thankful about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I feel like experiential knowledge is the best. When you learn from somebody that already knows what they're doing, you can avoid the pitfalls that come in between. Like, why would I reinvent the wheel? As you say, why would we reinvent the wheel when I could just go to somebody who already knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing, but they just need somebody else to see it. And so being a part of those internships, those opportunities, like even like going back to get my MBA, I'm in a program that does mentorship first. Like, you have to get it from somebody who knows it, and that's how you get to what you need to do. Because why try to do it yourself? You can go through all the problems, you can go through everything else, but you're in a space where you have people who have the knowledge. You have a book. Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, and
The
then we
book.
could education. And don't get me wrong, I have 2 degrees, so I know how important education is. But that's pretty much learning about the past mistakes. It's nothing about people who are actually in it right now, going through. I mean, if you had some problems, it's one thing. After I go through, I can tell you exactly where you are and where you need to be. But while I'm actually in it, you know what I'm saying? Can you feel me? Do you know where I am? You trying to tell me, but I need you to evoke my emotions. And, when I am actually doing it, messing up, getting dirt under my nails, realizing that I shouldn't have had this lace front on, you know what I'm saying? I have to actually get into the thing, while I need to feel what's actually happening at the time. If a group of gnats is following me around because of the natural mango cocoa butter that I have on, that's not what I need. I need to be on in the fields. I need to be connected. I need to have education in the books as well as experience. So we just thankful for the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science, where you can go and I don't know if you mentioned this, the certifications you can get so you can run a dispensary. It's some other things there that she offers other than experience that this thing is very valuable. So yeah, don't worry, Yolanda. People replay this thing all the time, and when they find out that I could get some classes in the city that's gonna connect me to the farm, that sounds great, and that is you.
We need it.
Yes, real women juggle. So that's what I like about you, Dr. Henderson. You got that going on. And tell us about the space you're in right now in the healthcare holistic field, as well as I know you do the school too. Yeah.
So I'm also a naturopathic doctor and a holistic medical cannabis health coach / health coach and sexologist. So in my fields, I help
Wait
with
a minute. Say that again. You're breaking up.
Whoa, wait
I'm
a minute.
also a
Healthcare sex.
Wait a minute.
certified health coach.
We didn't hear
You broke
everything.
up.
We didn't hear everything. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Time
Wait
out.
a minute.
So I'm a
Time out.
holistic
'Cause
medical
you were
cannabis
breaking
health
up.
coach.
Flag on the play.
One more time, because you were breaking up.
Cannabis
Time.
health coach.
Stop slowly. Okay, go. It's a lag.
Medical cannabis health coach, a holistic health coach, a sexologist, board certified, an evangelist or reverend, a minister of cancer. So I do cancer care ministry.
Real women juggle. That's my hashtag. If you all ever seen that to real women juggle. And now that you said that, I would like for them to announce too that you are a wife and a mother of how many?
I have 8 children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Shine. We got some shine for you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And so, where is your place located exactly?
So right now, my holistic practice is in Sandy Springs, as at 4920 Roswell Road and Suite 5D inside of Willow Works. And there I conduct the infrared sauna, the hydro massage, a regular acupressure massage, and family coach therapy, sex therapy. And also I do bioquantum magnetic resonance scans where it tests every deficiency in your body and give us a biofeedback within 5 minutes. And I recommend herbs, vitamins, of course, cannabis, based on your output from your scan.
Okay, one more time. Say it all over again.
Is that on the Instagram? You got it on the Instagram, or is that on like a website that we can post up real quick?
Yes, so the website is www.theholisticsociety.live-edit-aurora. So that's theholisticsociety.live-edit-aurora.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one more. You're gonna have to do it again because and just say it and then say the website.
Yeah.
And then no, because
Uh-huh.
my keyboard is sticky. I'm sorry, I have
Just text it.
grandchildren. So yeah, and then
Okay.
so yeah, we tried to type it in so it'll show up on the YouTube because we love
Okay.
StreamYard. We'll StreamYard is
Oh,
our
yes.
platform that we use for this particular podcast. But if you could announce the website, I mean the Instagram and the
Okay.
services you offer again, we would appreciate
Yes.
it. Go.
Okay. So, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, wellness coaching, a sexologist, naturopathic doctor, a health coach for medical cannabis and for non-medical cannabis, and also a chaplain for, people who have spiritual needs. I am at the Gift of Life, the Gift of Life Community Home. Live Edit Aurora is the website. The academy or the school is under the name of the Gift of Life Community Home. So if you are interested in taking a class, because of the cannabis in the name, the word, we had to go with another business name, which was I utilized our nonprofit. So we're actually trying to get a ministry started for those who want to worship somewhere and have been bashed because of the use of hemp or cannabis or whatever. We all want to collectively join together. And my husband is a reverend minister. He does, all of the great things in the finance of hemp and cannabis. And so we're like for him to share his knowledge and the expertise of God and how things were back then. The seeds were used and they were even found in King Tut's tomb. So that's where all of this history we talk about at the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science, aka the Gift of Life Community Home, aka the Gift of Life Community Home Ministries, and my practice under the umbrella, which is the Holistic Society. And that's where I do the infrared saunas, I do the bioquantum scans, where you can get to the underlying root causes of your health issues or your diagnosis, and we can help you recommend a herb, recommend cannabis strains specific to the disorders that you have for yourself or you're one of your patients or who you love, that want to actually experience the cannabis, because they're tired of the medications, which that's another story at a different time. But again, that's what I do.
That story right now. Tell us.
Yeah, that's
Tell
not a
us.
story
Tell
for
us
another
why
time.
Big Pharma
Yeah.
is not what they need to be. We gotta
See,
talk
y'all are
about it.
being
We're gonna talk
messy.
about
Y'all
it.
are being messy right now. I just want to tell you about yourself. I'm just gonna tell you, y'all are being messy. Y'all
I
want
mean,
me to
we
get
just
into
like
that.
the,
All right, because
we believe
they
in dig and
really gonna
deep.
do it.
Yeah, dig
We're
and
gonna talk
deep.
about it. If they cancel us,
All
we might
right.
get canceled, but
We like to dig
we're gonna
deep.
sip
I'm
this
saying
tea.
they not
Okay.
like us.
We're gonna sip
They
this
not
tea.
like us.
We're
They
gonna
not
sip
like
this
us.
tea.
How about that? So of course we already know that everything is metabolized in the liver. We know that the medications are synthetics. Okay, so versus K2 that they talk about that we get in our hemp or our weed or whatever, and it's all synthetic. It's all man-made by humans, all right, chemically processed.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not going to bound into our endocannabinoid system, just like a lock on a door. When you put that key in that key and it don't fit, guess what? Guess.
Exactly. That's what we'll be talking about. And we appreciate you, Yolanda, for just the honesty that you're bringing here. We definitely have to understand that, in doing this work, we're going to reveal some things, these hidden things that they don't want us to talk about, and that's very important as we move forward. That we revealed where we need to have some correction, where they're waiting for Black people to come up with solutions to fix these problems that they've created. And they know it was them. They don't want to say it, but bam, this is why we're here, Yolanda. I think that's why the Lord is using the Black women first, to kind of pave the way so we can bring the strength and the understanding, because that's our job as nurturers and educators in the house. Okay, if you didn't know what a Black woman's role was, we're not here to protect or provide Black men, but we are here to nurture and educate. And so that's what this podcast is about, and probably why women are hosting it, because we want to make sure you get the details. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and if you, not saying that men don't do a good job of explaining, but if you do want some detail, if you want some color, if you want the tea, yes, you go to the Black women for that. So thank you again for revealing that. That is very important, talking about synthetics. And so again, we're always talking about regenerative growth
and the science. Like, I love science. You got me nerding out over here because I'm already knowing. Like, if you can make your own, chemical structures, they can do that. But the ones that God made, they could never. You could never
recreate.
You could never recreate it to the level of stature and how it just balances everything out in your body, the level of iron, the level of carbon levels that you needed to be where you needed to be. Like,
and then you're not a fake in this industry, God, Right. And you're not a fake in this thing. So just tell us about even what brought you to cannabis. Because, some people think that, and don't get me wrong, you are business oriented. But how did you actually find CBD? We want to talk about your history too, because you're a real woman with a real background who's doing it for real.
So much.
Yes.
Real, Yolanda, come on with it.
I was the person who was against it. Like, I was a little girl that was at church, and my grandmother and everybody used to say, you better not touch those drugs, that dope. Okay. So I was totally against it, y'all. When I tell y'all, like, my husband was smoking and when I met him, and it almost broke us up, because I was like, because you coming around me smelling like that stuff, that grass. Literally, he remembers and he makes fun of me to this day. Like, remember when? And so my backstory is I'm a United States veteran, Army vet. I served in the United States Army. And long story short, I had to get out on medical. I contracted multiple sclerosis. Nobody in my family had this. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm going to be on medication. They're going to, they found lesions in my brain. They didn't tell me that I was going to be walking maybe less than 6 months, and I probably would never walk again from where they saw the lesions on my spine. And I said, God, if you help me fix this and you allow me to walk, I'm young. I'm about 25, 27 years old. And I got to be able to chase my kids. I want to build a legacy for them. And that's what he did. He aligned me. I'm going to say God aligned me to CBD.
But right? God!
And my husband. Yes. And when I was aligned with CBD, my husband was like, well, you could just smoke it. And I was like, honey, but I was told I couldn't smoke, that I would go to hell for that. And long story short, I was able to get the drops and allow the hemp to work in my body. And lo and behold, everything started back. I got my health back. I got taken off all the medications because they didn't see that I needed them. And that's where it began. Over the course of the years, I had a child. She had epileptic seizures at birth. And I got to Georgia. I looked up Georgia. They had the medical hemp or the cannabis for the children instead of the harsh medication she was on for epileptic seizures at 6 months. And so I called up this doctor, Dr. Hodges. I said, hey, my daughter is suffering from seizures. I need to come there. I need to be able to do. Well, long story short, she doesn't have any seizures. She's 7 years old, top of her class. And just to say that God is good, and just to encourage people that this plant is God's plant. When they don't mess with it and fix it up and whatever they're doing to it, they're utilizing it for the purpose that God created it for. And can nobody tell me different? I'm a walking, talking testimony, and so are my kids. So they've seen the difference. They know and believe. And even my daughter she's writing a book called The Endocannabinoid System for Kids, to teach about the endocannabinoid system so that kids can understand what it does and how it helps the human body.
That thing balances out, and so I don't even think people understand. People don't understand how important this God plant is to the world, and that's how I know it is something that it is a cash crop for Black people. It is our way to get off of opioids and anxiety meds. It is a way for us
ADHD,
pain medicines and things that we don't even need in our bodies that cause side effects. And then come to find out, it is a plant that you can't overdose on. There is no way to overdose on this thing. You do need to identify, what cannabinoids you need, exactly what milligrams you may need, other cannabinoids to help balance you out personally. And so even going to Yolanda's classes can help you with that. She can identify where you may have weaknesses. And the best CBD coach ever. That's a new word. I am going to coin that, CBD coach. And those are for people who actually can help you identify what CBD is best for you, CBG, CBA. Also, what levels you may need, which is very important. And so I'm finding Dr. Yolanda Henderson here in Atlanta, Georgia is your best bet. So that not only can you dispense it, but you can help yourself by figuring out if you have anxieties, if you have any chemical imbalances.
The pain
meds, swelling, inflammation.
I'm telling
that's really where a lot of pain comes from.
As a veteran, they would pile us up with just opioids and just all kind of pain medicine, and that's what we needed. So I'm not blaming the system for trying to be that for us, but unfortunately I have a chemical allergy. I found out early that I couldn't take any of the medications because they all gave me a reaction, and so it's just what it is. My courses, you can even become a practitioner, so a holistic practitioner for medical cannabis, and you get state certified so that you are able to work as your own practice. You can go and open up at a however, at a doctor's office, at a clinic, with the doctor, and be able to be their liaison or their talking pointer about the medical cannabis. There's like 80% of doctors that never learned about cannabis or the hemp in medical school. They don't talk about it that much, nutrition. And so that's where I give you an hour of your time and go into the details about what it is, from your eating to your spiritual needs, to your joy, to your physical fitness and exercise, to your joy, your relationships. Of course, I got the sexology piece. So if there's something going on with the males that suffer from, the other, symptoms that males have, and we have hemp for that. We have the, things that they could utilize in the space to help.
Instead of the blue pill. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's good news. That's good news.
So definitely. And for women, there's women who suffer from either cramps or endometriosis, of ovarian cancers, and so forth. And we actually teach our students how to utilize their own applications, their own, suppositories and different things like that they can make with just 3 ingredients. So we'd just love for everyone to come over and join us. That's all we ask. All the schools out here are charging an exuberant amount of money. And right now we're on a 420 special. So for $420, you can take our course. If you want to take both courses, they're going on a special $420 for both courses.
420 special.
420 special. Yeah, just get on
it. You want to know something? I was like, it's crazy that this year 420 is on Easter.
It is.
But at the same time, like how you spoke about it, it's just like, the two are not separate. When you was talking about like, you know, your grandparents and like being growing up in that church environment and seeing like, okay, and no, this is not something that you're supposed to do, it's a drug, da 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 da. But at the same time, it's just like that's not something that is genuinely like harmful. That's something that you're doing to help your well-being. Instead of say, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna take a leave, because you can overdose on a leave and that will kill you. You can overdose on Tylenol, that will kill you. Advil, all of the things. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about, oh yeah, no, this is just simply a plant. This grows out of the ground, and you're trying to tell me that this is illegal, something that God made.
Right. I'm not going to
y'all,
for that.
My son went to the dentist the other day and he had to get a teeth extracted that was dog near rotted. It was not even, it was like some chips of his tooth where it used to be his baby teeth. He's like, 9 years old, but because of the candy and the chips, and I don't even like him to eat that kind of stuff. So the stuff that he's been eating has been wearing away at his teeth. And they talk about, and I'm also a diabetes educator. So they're not talking about the sugar that's causing more harm than cannabis is. I'm like, wait a minute, are they smart? Wait.
No, they're not. I stopped giving
Wait.
I stopped giving my kids red 40. Any other all the snacks that I bought from them, I got them. They are eating veggie straws and skinny pop.
No more Doritos. No more nothing.
Y'all not getting no more Takis. You're not getting no Takis from me. No. I'm not gonna give you no Takis.
Guess what we got? We got popcorn. We got some smart popcorn.
You got popcorn. You got veggie straws. And that's what you're gonna get today. You like, you want to say
you surprised. That stuff is
I got orange cups. They eat it. They love it though. They still love the healthy food. It's all about what you provide for them, what's most marketed. And that's the problem. Like, y'all are marketing things that aren't healthy for people. In other countries, that is illegal. That stuff is illegal. What we eat here in America, it's banned. It's banned out there. In Canada don't play that. Canada do not play none of those stuff.
And why
the dyes, the preservatives.
But why they ban one dye and not all of them? I'm sitting up here waiting. What about blue? What about yellow?
Y'all red 40. What about a blue too? What about a yellow 45? I don't know.
I'm just like, what we're gonna do with this industry, and I even talked about, I hate to say it, but there are some things on the shelves that are not good for even, but we use them for everyday products and in everyday life, and they're on shelves. And I wrote them and I was like, look, y'all didn't know that this XYZ substance contained 20% alcohol, did y'all? And, this stuff is not good for us. And it's on the shelf. So.
Well, processed. That's the word today. We got to get away from processed foods. I mean, processed means color. Processed means corn syrup. Processed means, we don't need real farmers. We want real big farmers that's commercialized and using synthetics and fake stuff. And then they wonder why people getting sick and aren't able to fight off diseases, or bodies are more susceptible to allergies and things of that nature. It's because the food we eat is not getting to us the nutrients we need. We are literally suffering right now because the food is in lack of nutrients. Yes. Regenerative growth did not even come around until we start talking about hemp and what it can do for you. When we started talking about regenerative, hemp was the first thing that popped up. We found out that it cleans the soil. At the same time, it puts good stuff in it. So it's going to save the land. It ain't going to just save the people.
Let me tell you.
That's why the resurrection is all about saving the people, saving the land. That's what it is. Yes.
And the thing is that this is all the stuff that's been going on with our environment. The different earthquake that just happened, the season, we don't know if it's winter or fall in some places, right? And so the different seasons and the different climate changes because of so many chemicals that we put on this earth, right? And it was not designed for this earth. So what's happening is that we don't get hemp in the ground. If we don't have hemp places, they're going to keep tearing down the trees. There's new houses and subdivisions opening up everywhere. And they're taking the lumber from the trees to build those houses where you can make hemp houses that are sustainable, fire retardant. They do not burn. Okay, so like in California, if those houses would have been made of hemp, then there would not have been the fires like it was. So we want to get the industrial side of hemp going to where we can save our environment. Like you said, heal the land. The Bible says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. So there are some people up in high places that are not, that are not humbled yet, but they will get there, because if not, the whole universe will suffer. And that's not just in the United States. That's in Africa. That's in the South America. It's in the entire world. It's in the hot places. Did you know that cannabis, the hemp seeds can thrive in any soil? So in arid soil, dried out soil, rocky soil, and any kind of soil, it could thrive. So it could grow.
Okay, civil engineering. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about the soil quality.
From seed to cell. So you don't just get medical. I'm well-rounded and versed in cannabis. I could tell you everything, where it derived, what strain. I'm a connoisseur.
So and then it's amazing that you say that, about the fact that, it is gonna be that plant that pushes everything in the right direction. People who are called by my name will humble themselves. And that means all people. If you calling on God, you need to humble yourself. If you see that the Black people got some solutions, if you see that these people are, it's a whole race of people who can save us, you need to humble yourself. Let these people step up and do what they need to do. Calling yourself great again, we
just talked about
after Black people are great, then you can be great again. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. Let's lift
not
up
make America great again. When the Black people was making stuff, that's when it was great. When y'all was stealing all of our ideas, that was when America was great. Let's start there.
But that's why, hold on, I gotta tell you. That's why I'm telling you that it's some people that's got the knowledge, and it's some people who want you to not be in the knowledge. And when you get the knowledge, like you're supposed to teach your children at home. Black history does start at home. Y'all know why? Because there ain't nobody else gonna tell you about your history other than somebody that's been through and in your history. It's just like me going to a white psychologist. A white psychologist don't know a Black person's struggle. So when you're talking to a person in your home and your family, that's how we were taught different things. That's how they got the Underground Railroad. You talk amongst ourselves, but of course there was others that was negating getting away from slavery because they were okay with master and telling them what to do and how to do it. And when you're told what to do, that's when you become enslaved. And so when somebody tell you you can't utilize hemp or you can't have this or have that, was something that was God given. They didn't tell Adam and Eve that they couldn't go up to the tree and pick fruit off the tree. Was nobody there that was going to do that. And God is necessarily is the only one who could tell you what not to and what to touch, not man. So we just get to that point to know that we are able to talk amongst each other, teach ourselves. How many Black colleges are actually, HBCUs are actually founded by Black people? So I had a problem with that from the beginning, but there are some other issues that we need to discuss before we can get to the bottom line.
Oh
yeah, and knock on that door too.
She said we're being messy,
messy. I don't know if it's messy again or we just cleaning up the mud. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta talk about it.
We have to talk about how important these things are. Crystal Star is on with us too in Detroit. We appreciate you, Crystal. staying down and supporting what we're doing. And literally when we talk about, like, again, cleaning up this mud, it's very important that we say that in the past, I read a book, Carter G. Woodson. He is the founder of Black History Month. And so I like to,
She read a lot, yeah. She the most readingest person.
Yeah, so
other than your mama read a bunch.
Yeah, my mama reads. Yeah, she has libraries.
So my mama reads.
Yeah, my libraries are here.
I love it, and that was one of the things that they, back in the day, they didn't want us to be able to do was read. So when you couldn't read,
they didn't want us to read.
Just know that's power.
Yeah,
I'm telling my kids, what you mean you don't know the instructions? Did you even read it first? Don't ask me for nothing until you have actually read.
Reading is fundamental.
And
he literally said,
and that's how lawyers and courts and senators can get over on us, because we don't like to read. You find something that you want to hide from a Black person, you put it in the book.
Put it in the book. That's so horrible. That's so horrible.
Well, and then it's to piggyback on what you said, Dr. Henderson, about in our homes. And so when people, and I mean America, and when I say America, I do mean white America. Unless I say Black America, I mean white America when I say America. I just don't want people to think I'm racist. But in reality, when Americans realize that, these are a people that can advance on their own. They had to do everything they could stop. They were amazed. They were still amazed at our problem solving skills. No matter what barriers were put up, no matter what resources were taken away, we still were figuring it out. So all the kids, shout out to all the kids who are Black. Algebra is a way for them to learn how to problem solve. Most Black children, if you got Black parents, you had to problem solve at an early age, because I'm sure you heard, you better figure it out. So those words alone, if you've ever heard them as a Black child, you are definitely already fluent in algebra. Okay, so just to understand that. And some more things, about Black people, why they put these barriers up and things. So Carter G. Woodson talked about how if you teach a Black man, you won't have to worry about any other generation, because he will, in his house, teach his children. That is what we do. Don't be afraid. Unfortunately, we don't know enough to teach our children. We haven't read enough to teach our children. So now we're teaching our children all the wrong things. We're teaching them the same prison for their minds that they want us to teach them. Whatever if you're a senior and you graduated from high school, and these are the words of Carter G. Woodson. If you actually go down the path of Americans and get college education, then you may be of no use to your people. Okay, that's just how serious it is. If we actually go down that path, and that's because we don't know enough. We're just knowing what they teach us. And as you know, the school system refuses to teach us anything about Black history. They refuse to teach us anything about how Black people can prosper, anything about money, anything about finances, as we go through this 12-year process of education. And in actuality, it's information that we learn by the age of 12. Okay? This is stuff we learn by the age of 12. You're trying to put it in a 12-year, hold our children back. We can reproduce at 12 and 13. Our children are ready to make adult decisions, even at that age. You ain't got to have a child to be an adult. You're an adult at that point. You can make decisions for your body, for yourself. So, they always are trying to hold us back. But every generation, I've been an activist for 20 plus years. Okay. Since she was little bitty, maybe when she was 2, the Lord hit me over the head and said, you can help. Okay. And so ever since then, literally, I don't care what anybody says, we get better and better and better. We get better every generation. We get better and better and better. And this CBD cannabis is right on time. It's right on time for us to take it.
Education.
We need some resources. Take it further. Yeah.
When they said it was,
I think I touched a nerve on her. I touched a nerve. Sorry.
You did, because I just told them folks that I was like, yeah, no, we don't need no Department of Education. We can teach ourselves. Like, that's the problem now, because folks depending on somebody else to tell your children what they need to know. And if you were teaching your kids what they needed to know, you wouldn't need no Department of Education. Period. Let's really talk about it. Period. Let's really talk about it, because like, oh yeah, no, we need financial literacy. And that was the issue, because then we would have the funding to have the schools that we needed to have in our communities.
We had investors.
If that's the sponsors. That was their rebuttal. They were like, oh yeah, no, because all of the funding will go to the people who can afford this, and this. But well, why we can't afford it when we spending billions of dollars on beauty industry, but you can't fuck. I'm sorry, but you can't pay for.
Correct, yeah, because this is a public.
But you cannot pay for a book for your children to read about their own history. Yeah. You don't know your own history.
How many Africans do we have coming to America to talk about the real history? Okay, let's talk about how Africa's history relates to our history. We were kings and queens. We were captured and we were sent over. It's a whole lot of stuff. And so that's why I'm having the Natural to Life August the 2nd and the 3rd, because we're actually having the chiefs and the historians from Africa to talk about it. What's really our history? So why are more people getting together, finding out how to get a dual citizenship, getting land in the motherland and getting us back to Eden? But that's another story, a different time, a different date. If you all can come out to August 2nd and 3rd, Natural to Life competition, you'll be able to find that on our website and get registered. This also will be a wonderful pageant for children, for kids, for teens, and for young adults and seniors. So we have different categories. Cash prizes. We're going to give out $500 for each winner in each category. So we're just looking for you all, and come and find out what is going on in our bodies, how to get to the hemp, the natural remedies, the natural medication, the actual deal on what's going on with our bodies and our health that the doctors are not telling us, because a lot of doctors are switching over from the medical medicine to the natural herbs and vitamins, and of course hemp. So catch us, find us, Natural to Life 2025, our 7th year doing this. It started out in Texas, and so we're having it here in Georgia, Atlanta, and we're proposing Centennial Park and Crown Plaza. So if you want to sponsor or you want to compete, please go to Eventbrite, Natural to Life.
Girl, yes. And thank you again for being a conduit for information in our community, saying that you're giving out prizes, that you got a contest, as Black people, we just want to have fun, we don't mind learning. If you could kind of spruce it up and give me some money too, so that, again, that's the brilliance of being a Black woman and understanding I know my people. I know my men, my women, my children in my community. And yeah, we're going to do it big. And so we believe in all natural. And we believe in that, and I don't know, as our Black women evolve. Look at that. We just gonna whip that out.
With the lights so long. Don't play with it. She got the
I still got my antennas down there up underneath this covering. This is my cover.
No, and the reality is, is that we can be diverse. No, not today. I'm not gonna do the Sarah Jakes Roberts on y'all. I'm not whipping out the wig. Yeah, I'm not snatching the wig off the Sarah Jakes Roberts. But no, and that's because we can be diverse. We got options and we can do.
Not my ponytail.
Yeah, even she's trying to act funny. She got Indian in her family, so she got good hair. This is the majority of her hair here, so while she's being funny.
That's okay.
Yeah, she don't. Okay. Yeah, she can't. She ain't got to whip hers off.
We just have diversity. It's about everything that you want to do natural. So if you don't agree with red dyes, right? So you shouldn't agree with perms. You shouldn't believe in sodium chloride or sodium hydrox or whatever is in the perms, right? The relaxers. So if you don't believe in eating stuff that's not organic, then you shouldn't believe in, some of the stuff that I do when I got the lipstick. But my stuff, I actually started my own line of makeup for out of hemp, and so it's supposed to help with
line of
yes.
makeup.
So a line of makeup that's organic. Yes, organic makeup from London. And so I'm going to be launching my makeup line at the Natural to Life. And I've already started it. If you all want to pre-order, it's amazing. I got it on right now. So if I look a little bright,
we need that.
I'm trying my different colors out. But just natural, just about just natural stuff in general. It's not just natural hair, right? It's anything that you put in your body that you feel like is going to be natural. So it's not, we're having the whole summit where you can learn how to cook with natural foods. My son does not eat meat, so he uses cauliflower and fry it in batter, and that's his wings, and dip it in wing sauce, and he has wings. There's so many different recipes that you can utilize, and we're going to have a cook who's going to talk to us how to use like mushrooms for burgers, because now everything is processed. Are y'all seeing how the meat is being processed and grounded, and it's not even real meat? Somebody said it's poop. They're making steak out of the sewage. So we don't know what we're eating, y'all. We got to get back to the basics, and that's what we teach at our school. And the Gift of Life Community Home is my nonprofit.
Okay, no, I wasn't frozen either. That's just my face of disbelief.
I think I had me. I just went vegan just now.
I'm glad today was my day for no meat either. I had a veggie plate. When I did eat today. So, but no, we got to get back to natural. I have Agriculture for a United People, Ag Up World is the podcast that you're joining right now. And it's all about us bringing Black people together so that we can be healthier, so we can support our businesses, so we can uplift a race of people. I do believe in race esteem. And we really got to focus on building up our race esteem. What do we think of each other? It used to be, Black people, I might not work with them, or I don't know if I want to deal with them, I'm across the street because they may rob me or hurt me, and that's just some real talk. And now we definitely need to look at each other and saying, I make a partner with this person. They're not ordinary because they're Black. I know that they must have a calling, a purpose over their lives, even if they don't recognize it because they're Black. We got to have a race esteem lift around here so we know that if I see somebody Black, that's a good thing. Okay. Most of the time, the Black people I know are true servants. They're already humble. That's why we don't have the money we should, because we don't believe in just hitting somebody over the head or being people without integrity. We're not a selfish or self-righteous people.
Oh, you can get a free sample. You can do this. We'll support you on that and the other.
That's not who we are. And so I just believe in us coming together, doing events like what Yolanda was discussing, and she'll be back with us shortly. Doing events around, of course, natural and how to eat natural and be natural. Agriculture for United People, we're actually trying to connect with other people in other states so that we can provide these avenues of fresh food for our people. And that includes the animals. We were just talking about what are they making the burgers out of, and meat, there's nothing wrong with that. I think God said, set it on fire, put it on a barbecue, and the scent went out. Somebody was sacrificing and the scent went out, and now we got barbecue. Somebody was sacrificing a goat, a calf or something, and people thought it was dinner time. And so even then, it was important. And from there on out, believe it or not, they put their meat over fire. And so, we just want to kind of get back to the clean way of eating, clean way of farming, agriculture. is the number one industry. Okay, not only is it number one in Georgia, but it is number one in the world. I'm sure it was the first thing they were trading with was with food, because you have to eat. And so it is important that we get back to the land. We get back to coming together as a people, erasing these lines that separate us, and figure out how to help our elderly, our children, our people move in a direction that can benefit us all. So thank you all again. Sedrick Rowe, who is an awesome farmer. He is very busy. He is definitely learning how to juggle his life right now. And so I'm going to put his website up right quick.
Oh, I gotta give a quick shout out to Alexis and the Georgia Women in Agriculture Day. That was I want to say it was Thursday.
Yeah, it was just Thursday.
It was this Thursday, and they definitely had a successful event. Thank you so much, because we had to shout them out. Like our Women History Month, our Women in Ag, like they showed up and showed out for us. Okay, they literally were there for our Urban Agriculture Month. What was that? This is March. That was February. February, they were here and they showed up and showed out. And I'm glad to see them thriving and growing at the Capitol.
Yeah, and it was a great day. I actually was there, and yes, I actually was there. And
I'm not on social media, so I missed it, but I literally just seen it when I was just looking.
You was at work, so that's what that
I know.
is.
That's not
yeah, you're at school, and it was in the daytime.
It was definitely on my calendar,
of
so
course
I did want to shout them out and make sure that they know that I seen you. I seen you, sis. Okay, Alexis. Don't play with her. Don't play with them.
And the truth is, National Women in Ag, they gave out awards that day. They also had some resolutions that were given by representatives as well. Kim Schofield was there, and Iris Willis, she was there as well. And it was an amazing event. The different women that were doing different things. We had women there that were working on curriculum. They also had women there that were in different communities doing big things. People who are actually working with Chat GPT to help with farm plans, even homestead makeup. Like I have 2 acres and I want to put how many plants can I put down? Chat GPT actually helps you with all of that. So that is amazing. Even when I think about the National Women in Ag and the things that they're doing. So if you don't actually have to be a woman to join. They have men who support this organization as well and are learning from these women as well. And so, yes, the Georgia chapter of the National Women in Agriculture with Noreen Whitehead as the leader. If you're trying to do something with your backyard, or you're trying to figure out something urban, or even if you have some acreage, Noreen Whitehead is the Georgia chapter chair, and you could definitely find and connect with them online. And they are, again, here to help. And they have helped so many people. I know they even have cattle farmers. Millie Coleman, who is our farm consultant here with Agripreneurs, Agriculture for a United People. Her too, she is also a big help to people who are trying to start farms and do big farm things. And so, please, let's definitely not forget our National Women in Ag shout out. I was actually in Albany, Georgia, as we're doing shout outs. Shout out to the Southern Farmers Collaborative Group. This past Friday, they had an event and it was big. And they had, of course, John Deere out there. They had Fort Valley State University. And the Southern Farmers Collaborative Group is for new farmers, old farmers to come and learn new things. And they were doing it big down there in Albany, Georgia. For the cattle farmers as well, they had a couple of special classes for them. and some, of course, very experienced speakers in the area of cattle and produce. So it was a great event. I'm trying to crank up the agriculture-up.org so that you all can also have access to these great events all around Georgia. But because, again, we're connecting with other states, you'll be able to see what's going on around the country. And so agriculture-up.org is on its way. And so you can look forward to that in the next 6 to 8 weeks or 2 months. And we're going to roll that out as we, again, prepare to unite our people in agriculture.
Gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. I was just talking to somebody about like how we are in warfare. We are in warfare, and we have to move militantly, just off the simple fact that it's not a game. It was never. We were never safe. And when I was saying about like how, you know, our Department of Education and having all those things, whenever we built something for ourselves, they literally bombed it, blew it up, or sent in missionaries to drug, coerce, and assassinate our leaders.
Yeah, that's kind of what they have been doing. And
so when we move, like, you know, why isn't it not broadcast? Why is it not like the revolution is not going to be televised, ladies and gentlemen?
The revolution will not be televised.
If you want to hear it, then it's going to be heard. But other than that, it's not. We're not here for the publicity. We're not here for the show. We're here to educate
our people.
And that's all we're here for. That's literally,
yeah. Like, I mean, because agriculture is so much more than that. We're talking about growing a culture. There is no culture without agriculture. And what does that mean? You have to plant a seed. That means a seed of education, a seed of love, a seed of understanding, a seed of knowledge. So many things revolve around agriculture. If you are a big Bible reader, you'll realize that a lot of the things in the Bible are related to agriculture. You know, whatever you sow, you shall reap. I mean, how serious that is. Mm-hmm. And they're not just talking about sowing watermelon seeds. They're talking about sowing love, sowing understanding, sowing peace, sowing love, happiness, peace, joy, those type things versus sowing evil, sowing, you know, and that's fine. You know, we have to just understand that it is so much more to where we're trying to go, the end game, than it is about what we're going through now. You know, we keep talking about life and legacy and generational wealth, and let's build on that. We have been building that for years. Don't misunderstand. You're not the first anything, okay? If you're coming out and you're like, oh, I'm this Black person and I'm starting this and I'm doing this and here I am, I promise you there's a dead nigga somewhere who started it first. That's all I'm saying. Like, you just got to recognize that, you know, you're not the first anything, okay? If you was born in 1960s, or, you know, you got to bring me in first. If you were born in the 1960s or anything like that, you're not the first anything, okay? Black people have been around doing this thing under the radar with nobody noticing for I don't know how many years. So read. This is why it's important for us to read. Again, yes. Don't tell me you're the first anything until you read and made sure there was not a dead nigga that did it first, okay? And I say dead nigga because sometimes they don't even give you their names. Oh. You know, they just kill them and hang them with no name graves, or they was dropped in off the face of the earth, and you still don't know what happened to them. I was on, I went from Montgomery to Selma. Welcome back, Dr. Henderson. I was gone from Montgomery to Selma for the Bloody Sunday, and in that route, it was a man. Okay, Mr. Knoll, who had a general store, who was transporting cattle to the slaughterhouse for his neighboring farmers. And a white man said he was too successful. That nigga is too successful. And they lynched him. So lynching means more than one person participating in the killing. And that's just kind of how it went. So please don't think you were the first anything. Find a dead nigga and then and make sure that you're the first. That's all I'm saying. You may have to go into your history. And we're fortunate in Atlanta to have the Auburn Avenue African American Research Library. I suggest if you live in Atlanta that you stop by there. If even in your own cities and towns, there is some type of monument, memorial to some Black people, I know you haven't visited. How crazy is that? Okay. Like I know you have not visited all the different dead Black people memorials. You got to go deep. Okay. You got to go deep. Agriculture is about digging deep, finding out what's really happening. And yeah, Yolanda, we just end up talking about this struggle that we're in right now.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you started this thing, but yeah, we're just talking about
you opened it up.
Yeah, how we've been bamboozled. That word is real.
Yeah. Everybody has.
Yeah. They blew up Black Wall Street. I was just like, being successful, it's gonna take a fight because they don't want you to succeed. They're preying on your downfall, like the folks said in that song.
Yeah, and then Dr. Henderson.
You're so wise.
Yeah, we were talking about you and your natural event, and what sparked that? Because again, that's what we need: people who are trying to get out good information. What sparked you saying, you know what?
7 years ago.
Yeah, the natural show that you're putting on in August. What sparked that?
All right. So big shouts out to all of those who participated and were my day ones from Texas. We did it at the Dallas Black Academy of Arts and Letters Convention Center. We had the great big used Black theater, and we actually came together with the ideology of the wellness, the growing. We had farmers who were on the health wellness journey with me because I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Remember, I never heard of anybody who had this. Nobody in my family tree, nobody, knew where this came from, but I knew that I served the United States Army and I was given a whole bunch of vaccines. But I was, told that, I wasn't going to walk. So this was a journey for me to come into life. And so this is how this started. This is how, we started talking about organics and natural food and growing your own and having in schools, put tower gardens in the schools or have community gardens. And so this all thrived before I even got to Georgia. So it became something that I wanted to incorporate, and I had to incorporate hemp into. And so that's why it's important that hemp farmers get involved with this. That's why it's important that everybody in agriculture, because we are really trying to take this to another level. My daughter's school just got a wellness room inside of her middle school, and I was so elated to be there because there's so many of us who don't know that agriculture exists, that what you're putting into your bodies will make a difference in your mental health and everything that you do in life. And 1 in 6 Georgians have a mental health condition. What more can we do to our students other than give them the foods that they need, give them the medicine that they need from God, from the earth, and allow them to be able to grow their own?
I completely agree. Somebody asked me what was the solution to our food deserts and all of these food disparities, and my answer is everybody needs to start growing their own food. There's no reason why you can't get a pot or one of my farmers, his granddaughter is growing out of one of her dresser drawers, and so figuring it out, getting with organizations. No one is hiding information from you. No one is keeping you eating the wrong things, trying to figure out why your belly is rejecting these things. No one is telling you to do this. If you want to, you can start. Me personally, I'm spoiled. You know, I love the farmers. So I don't even eat a lot of processed food anymore.
Well,
Everything I eat is vegetables, carrots, rutabagas, collard greens, broccoli. You know, I'm eating vegetables
For
all
real.
day long. Meat days, like today was not a meat day. You know, I don't have to have meat. And so I want to eat healthy. I want to live right. Not saying that I look too bad, but you know, I
no, you
kind of
don't.
I try to watch my weight and
I'm
stuff
saying,
and
I'm
eating
saying
the right things.
everything in moderation,
And
and
eating
you
the
look
right
good.
things is how we get this done.
Yes, you
Thank you
looking
so
good,
much.
girl.
Yeah,
What
and
you
I'll
done
be
lost
50
some
this year.
weight? Hold on, stand back up again. You done lost some pounds. Let me
I
see
know
your
I
ass
want to
profile.
spin for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. But no, I
Those
mean,
are
eating
funny.
right is just is what you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
Crystal even talks about knowing your blood type. You know, and balanced diet. And
Yes.
so she's in Detroit doing the same thing we're doing about trying to help people eat right, trying to get the right foods to people. Crystal Star is in Detroit, and she has family in Mississippi. Oh no, in Alabama that she is, or it might be Mississippi on this end of the country where she's also again trying to help farmers with their products and getting them into the market. And so it's a joint effort. Mississippi. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, she's in. She has a family farm down in Mississippi, and so again, everybody is trying to do their part. And knowledge is power. Let's not hold it to ourselves. Again, we really appreciate you coming on the show, Dr. Henderson. We will have you back as many times as you
Thank
like.
you. Thank
Definitely to
you.
tell us about updates about what you're doing for our community. Crystal, we're going to have you on here so you can kind of tell us again what you are doing in your community. You know, that's very important to us. We're going to definitely do a shout out of our Ag Up team soon coming up, and probably that'll be our main thing is just to go around the country to see what other Black people are doing for their communities.
We got to broadcast it. We got to let it be known.
Yeah, we're gonna put that info out there. So yeah, we're gonna go around the country again and just kind of highlight Black people and what they're doing, not just women, men as well, because they're doing it big in their states. You know, they're trying to again mobilize and say, hey, what can we do for our people? How can we help our farmers? How can we help our communities?
Yes.
And so yes, that's where we're headed with this thing. Ag Up World is not just for agriculture, it's for our people. It's for us to again push us in a direction where we are helping ourselves. Cut off the Department of Education. Stop this government. That thing has nothing to do with us ever in any of our history anyway.
Anyway, so I have just to add on that really quick piggybacking. So the Department of Education decided to send the different things to different companies. So within the government. So the Department of Agriculture is going to start taking up on the youth lunches. So that's where it needed to be. It needed to be that DEA, the DEI was supposed to help with the, getting people the right kind of money.
Yeah, break it up.
The Department of Education just reallocated the funds. So now you can get like $6,500 to homeschool your kid if they were in a low testing score district. So I was like thinking about that. I was like, maybe I could to go ahead and start homeschooling and teaching my own child. They will give us back the money, right? And so, and that's another thing they decided to do was the Department of Education, started to send the money for the food to the Department of Agriculture. So the USDA is going to be responsible for that, which I believe that if they allow the organic foods, the students and everybody will have the food necessary for the nourishment of the bodies.
And don't get me wrong, I have been a Republican since I was 19. And so I do believe less government, more power to the people. And so even though I don't approve of this president, they are doing Republican things. And I definitely, dismantling DEI. I'm an American. I'm a Black American, but you don't, like everything else, what do I look like in black and white on paper? That's what's important. What is the content of my character, not the color of my skin? And so do I need your help to identify that I'm Black? No. I do need your help because I'm an American. Yes. Okay. And so I think we're getting back to those things. The more I see the government unfold, and I definitely don't feel like it's ever been on our side ever. And so this is not on our side either, but like most things, it may work to our benefit. So our show is coming to an end.
All things work together for the
yes.
Everything that you thought was working for my bad is working for my good, because I don't care about that man. Whatever that man thought he was doing, it's being done for me. I'm going to benefit off of it regardless. And at the end of the day, like y'all really be concerned about something that's not in your control, and really you think somebody else in control when the only person that's in control ain't even a person, it's God. Okay, ain't no person in control. Y'all folks don't run this. You're not running nothing. You thought you sitting on it's only one throne.
One throne.
It's only one throne. Yeah. So don't think for a second that anybody else is running anything. Can't nobody control me. Can't nobody control my life. Can't nobody control what is coming from my God, because he meant it for me. And so if it was for me, then it is for me. Okay, what God has for me is for me.
And I still serve him.
Your blessings are coming.
And he still blesses me. Yes, he still does a deposit.
You are planting your seeds, and you will see your harvest, Dr. Henderson. Okay.
Thank you, darling.
She's gonna see her harvest at the end of the day.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
Yes, thank you again, Doc.
Yes,
you're awesome.
You for having me. Y'all are awesome. We're gonna talk about this some more, because I feel some more to give out. So y'all we gotta get this out onto the universe needs to hear it.
Exactly. And this is your platform too. If you ever feel like God is sharing something you need to share, please don't be afraid to come. Sunday 9:30. And again, believe it or not, we have lots of viewers. So yes, like right now we only had about 1 or 2 people watching because it's so late. But this is really more convenient for us to get the information out than for the watchers. And so because it's YouTube, you guys, make sure you like and subscribe and share. Ag Up World.
Comment something that you wanted to say that you didn't feel like you could say. This is that time to say it. Like, we're gonna put that in the comments about our Black history and our Women's History Month, and how you see all of these gorgeous, beautiful women doing all of the things that they need to do, and you just want to shout out somebody that we need to shout out them. Give them their shine, give them their trophies, because
their flowers now.
That's the word.
Yeah.
They need their flowers.
Yeah, we can do it, and we're gonna do it.
Because this the end of March, so get them their flowers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doc, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Love you all. All right. Peace out.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. So yes, you guys, we are wrapping it up. I did want to just present something on Sedrick Rowe, because I think so highly of him. I know he didn't show up and he's just very busy. He's actually a farmer. I'm just going to share just a little bit about him because I got a couple of minutes. And again, I think highly of this man. Okay. Sedrick Rowe. Is that my screen? I can never tell. Okay. Branded strategies from the Black Farmers Network applied to position farmer Sedrick Rowe for natural exposure. National exposure. This article, and this is how far back he goes. Okay. Oh, it popped him up there. Okay. Branded strategies was December 17, 2020. This is a nice little picture of Sedrick Rowe here. Yes, this guy here, young guy, And this just a little background on him. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to tell us, but he literally does peanuts. So he grows peanuts, and he was selected to be a part of organic peanut people. And so Rowe Organics and the Georgia Organics supported a lot of his work and research around organic peanut farming. And he still kind of sticks to peanuts. If he was here, he would tell you that George Washington Carver is one of his favorite people. And so he wants to continue on. Remember, I told you nothing new is done under the sun. Yeah, find a dead black man or woman that has done this work and piggyback on what they've done. And so Sedrick definitely said, hey, I'm going to piggyback on the work of George Washington Carver. So still to this day, he is growing peanuts and figuring out different things. But we have him on here, invited him here to the show because of his work in hemp. And so he has a lot of great things here. I've been a producer, owner, operator of Rowe Organic Farms. Okay, so if you're looking for him, that is the name of his farm, RO Organics. And here it is, a nice little logo of what he's doing, Rowe Organic Farms. And RO Organics is how you can find him on Instagram. And he has great products. So this just talks about, this is just some business cards of his. And so I just want to give you a little information. Right now, he's working on his doctorate and he's earning it in soil science. So again, he can apply it to conserving the soil, regenerative grow. And so he's working on his doctorate. And so we just want to give him a great applause. He's growing right now. So we may have him back in April because you can visit his farm and go for planting. So people who want to get hands-on in hemp, we will be talking about hemp year-round. It is our cash crop that we like to focus on. Again, Rowe Organics, if you go, he has just different products. He believes in inventory. So if you really want to succeed in CBD and those type products and not just building material, Rowe Organics, you can go to his website and he has, again, different things for different people. And it is how you can grow your hemp business.
We love the marketing, though. We love the marketing strategy. You saw the business cards, you seeing the packaging, you're seeing the website, like all of the things are giving.
Yeah, let's get to this money. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about him. I don't know. When we talk about Sedrick, and yeah, he gets a lot of money from research, you know, and so research and doing more research is how he connects to those grants. And but yeah, please look him up and find out more about Sedrick Rowe. I'm going to have him on, whether it's on hemp or organics or something, because he is one of the black men that are doing it big, and he's constantly trying to reach out and help black farmers in what they're doing on their crops. So if you're doing hemp, Sedrick Rowe is a real big name here in Georgia. And and it is who you can connect to. He's going to do some white labeling. He's going to have some education things, and he's partnering with us, Greenhouse Consultants, and we'll be putting out our hemp manuals through his website as well. So we love Sedrick. He is a forever partner, and sorry he couldn't make it tonight, you guys, but we will have him back on. We really appreciate Sed for everything that he's doing and connecting with us so that we can make money too. Right? Yeah. So yeah, that's a big deal for
shout out to Dr. Henderson for showing up. Shout out to everybody that was here for our Women's Month. Sarah was here.
Sarah J.
Sarah. Shout out to Alexis.
Yep. SJ Lab and Adam Lennox. So Alexis Harris came and Noreen is always in the background. And we was fortunate, to talk about women this month. It's been a privilege, and of course, as the women and men rise,
it's supposed to be just hemp
rise.
month, but some kind of way we was more on the women than the hemp. But the hemp and the women just so happened to come together, and so here we are on Women Hemp History.
Women Hemp History Month, Hemp History and Women's History Month.
Yes.
Yes.
Agriculture and an extension of Black history as continue, because you know that them couple days wasn't enough for us, so we had to keep talking about Black history in March, because yes, we need to extend Black history, because every month is Black history, because when you come from a country that was built on the backs of Black people, you cannot sit here and talk about anything without talking about the Black people that built this place. And so
next month we'll be again talking about history, but it'll be about ranchers. And so y'all join us in April. Yes. We'll be talking about the cattle and the chickens and the goats and the sheep. And ranching ready, is what our focus is in April. But yeah, again, we'll be still talking about Black people.
I got my
and it's that's how we're rolling here at Ag Up World. And we appreciate you again for holding it down for the whole hour and 30 minutes. Some people say it's too long, but when you got information to give out, there is no short, quick answer. And we don't roll like that.
Roll her eyes like
okay. Yeah, we don't roll like that. We queens around here. Okay. We do things on queen level. Okay. We do things on the queen level. Okay. If you want some little peon chicken heads, then you can't roll with the Eagles.
Okay. Somebody follow like that.
The Eagles.
Somebody it's like your essence, your aura, it just gives that you're smart.
Okay.
Like, oh yeah,
right. Really? Yeah. Get something from somebody who is flashy and not smart. And this is not the website.
Not
for
giving.
You. This is not the podcast for you. It is if you want real information and you want some stuff you can actually use.
Sustenance.
Yeah, and build on. Okay. Thank you again, you guys. It has been another wonderful Sunday in Egg Up World. And we love you guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with people you know. Appreciate you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Why you turn?